Welcome home, Raiders. Tonight, nothing at all happened. Nope. No, nothing. There are no burning thrones in here. Don't look here at all. There's nothing going on at all. But over here, over this way, Convert to Raid presents the Battlenet News. Ah, yes. Another fine show you've gotten us into. From the Battlenet News broadcast bunker in Minneapolis, Minnesota, today is November 28th. I'm sure it's just a very normal date. Nothing is happening tonight. That's why we have like 5 guys in the chat room. And it is now 10:16 in the PM Central Time. Thank you so much for joining us, all of you here from around the Blizzard universe. My name is Pat Crane, your host of the show, and as always, the players are here. And let's start first with the guy from Lagging Balls. You know him as Thorn.
Hello. And welcome.
No, I'm supposed to say that to you, I think. I'm supposed to say hello.
I just meant
hello and
for everyone
welcome.
else out there.
Oh, I gotcha. All right. And from Lords of the Storm, a podcast about heroes of the storm, it's Gizmo!
Hello and not welcome?
No.
We're not supposed to say welcome? I don't know.
I think we like being welcome, don't we? I don't know. I don't know.
Well, greetings.
Yes. Greetings, programs. Well, hello, fellas, and hello, Twitch chat, and hello, everybody that's listening to us right now. Thank you very much for joining us, as always. And yes, today is the big raid release for World of Warcraft. Antorus, the Burning Throne, is here. Just so you guys aren't freaked out by me saying nothing is happening over and over again, really sarcastically. I was being sarcastic. So
it's literally right here. Like it's just of my camera shot.
Yeah.
You're just
sorry.
here.
It's that way. Yeah, you're right. It's that way. Wanted to point the same way. Well, welcome, fellas. So I don't even know where to start. Okay, Gizmo, I want to start with you because I heard that you were getting back into WoW, and I want to figure out what you've been doing lately.
Yes. So I have re-upped my subscription here. I got bitten by the bug again after BlizzCon.
Nice.
So I'm still not having fun with the mage anymore. So I wanted to start something new. And of course we have our, friends that may have different tastes than the average CTR member.
Okay.
So
right.
I'm rolling a new tune that's Horde, Forsaken
traitor!
Rogue.
You filthy traitor!
For Blood of the Scribe.
You filthy traitor! Oh wait, I'm raiding with those dudes tomorrow night.
Another one bites the dust.
It's good. It's a fun guild that you guys have over there. That's for sure.
Horde side. Plus, it's good. I missed playing a Forsaken. So it's a fun. It's my I think it might be my favorite like leveling up starter zone area.
I don't know. I mean, okay, so should we? I think that the Alliance actually has better tunes just for personal taste. I started out as an orc hunter, and so that's where Zug came from.
Nice.
And so orcs will always have a special place in my heart. Trolls. Cool, right? Blood elves, it's cool, but I wish they would have been able to make like a male tune. So I mean,
Agreed.
there is that.
Reminds me of the Carbot Kill Thos episode where he's just looking at himself in the mirror the whole time.
Wow, that was really good.
So, and I guess goblins
goblins are cool.
Are cool. Yeah.
So, question for you, Pat. What's your, of the different races you've played, and you as well, Thorn, what's your least favorite starting zone as far as the quests?
As far as the quests?
Like the quests and the story?
All right. I like the goblin story. I like that one. I'm trying to think of what I don't like. I like the undead starting area. That's kind of a cool story. The troll one is kind of cool.
My least favorite, for me, it's dwarves.
Yeah.
And I love dwarves. But their starting area is in the dwarves, story of the quests.
Dwarves and gnomes.
Yeah.
And night elves is kind of, it's okay, but it's not. I don't think that did it get updated with the last with Cataclysm, because I'm not sure.
I don't think
it did.
I don't know.
I don't think it did.
I'm changing my answer though. It's Draenei has the worst starting zone.
Orc.
I don't know. Blood Elf is pretty bad.
I didn't mind them.
Yeah, Blood Elf is not great. Orc is not great.
I liked Orc.
Well, you just kill boars. I mean,
I also I could see people not liking Tauren because the area is so plain.
It actually is the plains.
Well, yeah. But
Nailed it.
It's relatively monochromatic.
And it's quite a large area too, so I don't know. That might have
and
something
you
to do
feel
with it
so
too.
slow as a Tauren.
Even
Why
though
is
you're
that?
not. It's
because you're really big.
Because they're big and they take slower steps.
Like when you use the whole body shrinker and then your legs are going.
Yeah.
I was doing the hand motion, but for the audio,
right.
you got to do the sound effect.
No, I gotcha.
So I had to hit my soundboard.
That's awesome. That was just your mouth. Yeah. I'm gonna skate right by that. All right. So you went with undead. I'm not so sure that I'm not so sure that I really groove on the undead. But
I'm not a fan of the Undercity. But
I like the Undercity, actually. That's kind of cool. I like that area. I remember hopping around by the bank, like hopping around the stairs when I was bored. You know, and like trying to
in the auction house. Yeah.
Yeah, and trying to like get the right exact placement of your jumps. Yep. I've spent a lot of time there.
That game.
I spent a lot of time there.
My first tune was an undead mage. So the Undercity was my first home in the game on that side. And so
right. Oh yeah, and Frasley actually brings up a great point that Undercity guys, Alliance guys, get ready, because it's coming back home. Where it belongs. Where it belongs.
We're going down under.
Yes. Well,
to the Undercity.
That sounded weird, but yeah. All right. We'll do that. So that's
CtR goes down under.
So that'll be fun. That'll be good. That'll be interesting. I'm kind of looking forward to Froth or Battle for Azeroth or whatever we're gonna call it.
Froth.
Tellius and Inevitell are trying to figure out I know that they're not the only ones, but they were trying to figure out what it was, and I think they said, what was it?
Biffa.
I think it was Froth was what they came up with, like the cool way to say it. And I'm like, I don't know if that's right.
Frazroth.
Baz. I like Baz.
Baz. BFA. I don't know. If you guys out there have a suggestion for how you would like us to report it back to you, please let us know via Twitter or other appropriate channels. That's totally cool. So other than Gizmo, other than leveling up a traitorous tune, what else have you been up to?
Oh, I have been continuing to play Heroes of the Storm. Although I'm kind of taking a step back on that just until the 2018 gameplay changes patch hits. It is on PTR, so I've been playing on PTR. Okay. But I've been playing a lot of League of Legends actually with Boomsnarl or Mick.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're just all kinds of traitorous.
I know. I probably shouldn't say these things on the internet. But
no, that's cool,
What
man. That's cool, man. Everybody gets a little curious from time to time of what the other side is all about, and you're doing that with your gaming. That's awesome.
what a day.
Thorn, how about you, bud? What's been going on in your gaming? So now you do a lot of the Overwatch stuff. You do a lot of the WoW stuff.
I do.
What's been happening?
Well, I finished the raid tier on my Demon Hunter at 935 eye level, which is a little bit low actually for my team. But it's partially because I was starting to try and level a Demon Hunter. I'm sorry, a Demon Hunter. Wow, that's what I just said.
Yeah.
A Death Knight instead, potentially for the next raid tier, though not right away. He's not ready. But ending at 935 and feeling fine about that. Demon Hunter, I'm just getting a little sick of. He's mostly burst, and then so I'm top of the charts out the gate
for like 3 seconds,
and
3 to 5 seconds. You're really good.
Yeah, and that's why in our raids, Pat, I'm constantly yelling out, top of the charts, yeah, boys, yep. Woo!
Yep.
Check that chart. Yep.
Check it quick, because it's gonna change.
Something's going wrong. Something's wrong. Lag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Nope, I hear you.
So that's just getting old, and I didn't have the right legendaries drop to optimize things.
Right.
And so looking to switch that up for rating. And then picked up Destiny 2.
Okay.
A little bit late, but just last week.
That is still a game that is out and available on the Battlenet launcher. Yep.
It is indeed.
Yep.
And now it's free.
Yeah.
For level 7, I want to say.
Yep.
Really?
Which is what I am, and I paid for it. So seriously, I'm like level 7, and I just stalled out, and I'm like, oh man, I actually like it, but WoW came up. The WoW bug came up and bit me in the butt. I mean, it was just super.
You always come back home to.
Yeah.
Always come back home.
Well, and Legion has been so amazing, and I think that everybody can kind of agree with that. That Legion has been an amazing expansion for a lot of different reasons, but it's just been so refreshing from the last, let's say the last, 3 expansions. I think 3, right?
Hey, I loved Cataclysm, so if you're including that one,
well, I
love
think
Cata.
I think it's better than Cataclysm in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's better than Mists of Pandaria, and I am pretty damn sure it's better than WoD, right? I think everybody would agree that Warlords started off great and just kind of keeled over at some point and just went, screw it, guys. You guys go on without me.
I just feel like it's tainted by going on too long. I don't feel like I have a realistic impression of Warlords because it got so old,
Yeah.
Well, it was
so
fine, and then there were shipyards.
I was drinking water while you were saying that. You shouldn't really. You should not do that.
AKA the other table.
AKA the reason Gizmo didn't get his ring until like the last week.
Oh no!
Oh wow!
Oh no!
And then it was useless. So, that's all right. It's all good. It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
You finished at 935 with your Demon Hunter.
935.
That's pretty good. That's pretty solid.
It's all right. I mean, most of our team was pretty high. So.
Yeah, I actually finished at 930, which is weird because I didn't start really raiding until about a month ago. I mean, like a month and a half ago with you guys, because there was a new tune, and the tune itself is only like 4 months old, something like that. I mean, it's something weird like that.
I'd say we got you caught up, Pat.
I think so. So thank you very much on that one.
Hey, you did your part. You healed us to success.
I did, and I didn't screw up all. I got carried a few times, but I didn't screw up that much. I don't think.
But did you have fun?
I'm still evaluating that.
You did take a little longer.
I'll get back to you on that one. It has moments.
Maybe reevaluating your life now,
right?
But okay.
Right. All right. Before we talk more about World of Warcraft and other things, let's do a little bit of housekeeping here. And I know that I kind of hit on this last week, but I'm going to hit on it again, and then I'll hit on you fellas for more information. Not actually what you were thinking about. Yeah.
You know, Fist is just somewhere blushing right now.
No, she's. I doubt she's blushing. I doubt she's blushing.
Oh. Oh boy.
She's usually the instigator of everything. All right. So, guys, during December, Convert to Raid is doing a big, huge giveaway thing. Winterveil is upon us.
Yay.
So I just kind of, yes, maybe I should say, there it is. Okay, finally. Woo!
You did it.
I did it. No, it's so Winterveil is upon us. We are actually going to be at the show. We are going to be extending it all month long. And I will definitely have more information next show, and definitely on our social media, in Discord. We may, I don't know how else we'll try to get the word out exactly what's going on, but starting December 1st, be looking to our social media because we are going to be giving stuff away. And we are going to be giving away some really cool stuff. Not only do we have digital codes for stuff, but we also have physical prizes as well. So, especially if you're in the United States, those physical prizes are awesome. If you live internationally, we may need to talk.
Yeah.
Because, some of the shipping costs are a little ridiculous, and we'll figure out what we've got for you guys as well. Don't worry about it. We've got you covered. We've got lots of digital codes. So that's not a problem at all. And it's everything. We're giving away everything we possibly can. We're giving away Blizzard gear. We're giving away CTR gear. We're giving away, I think we've got some coloring books left over from the party. And those things are great. I love the way that those coloring books turned out. Mm-hmm. And so we are going to be giving away whatever I've deemed that I need to get rid of out of my house.
We're giving away Sharku.
We are giving away a Sharku just for you guys. And so be looking on social media, and definitely during the show, we will have plenty of ways for people to get prizes. And at the end of December, at the very end of December, we're giving away an amazing grand prize that I'm not going to tell you about right now because we may have something even more amazing that we're trying to work on right now. We're trying to work it out before December hits. But it is really, really very, very cool. And that's all I can really say about it.
Exciting.
I know, it's really exciting. And I'm super stoked to bring this to you guys so that spread the word. Seriously, we're giving away stuff. We're giving away stuff in the show every week that we're on in December. And I think we're scheduled for 3 shows in December. And then we're going to be giving away on Twitter, through Twitter. And I think we're going to try to do stuff with Discord as well. So
it's awesome.
We will see. Awesome. Yeah. We will see exactly how we can do this. But
it's cool. It's cool. We can do 4 shows in December. This and I will take over for a week. Don't worry about it.
Oh boy.
You can trust us.
No way.
That's when way. It's CTR down under.
But this is what we're calling the CtR Winterveil Celebration. It's a full month of giveaways, prizes, loot for you guys, and we just want to say thank you so much for listening, for all the time that you've been doing it, and it's just been a lot of fun, and we wanted to do something that was fun and give something back to you guys so that you can always hold us close to your heart or something. I don't know exactly what it is, but
close to your bosom.
That's right. That's right. And if you guys are in Minnesota, December 10th, which is a Sunday, we are doing that Minnesota like holiday meetup that we normally do. And this year it's going to be in Uptown, Minneapolis, and you guys can follow me on Twitter and get that information. Or we have a Facebook page as well. So I won't bother with the details here.
Will there be a hot dish?
There may be. Probably not. There will be arcade games though. So
nice.
And beer. For sure.
That's really, really cool.
Those 2
what a
things.
Winning combo.
Exactly. Those 2 things, that's all you really need. So, but that's, again, that's Sunday, December 10th. Feel free to hit me up on Twitter if you need details on that. All right. And one other thing because I definitely want to talk about this before we get into the show part of the show, and that is to talk about one of our cohorts, John Horstman, a.k.a. Kicked Tripod. He is actually starting up a brand new show, and it starts tomorrow. This is a big undertaking, and it's a lot of work, and I'm kind of stoked that he's doing it. It's, as you know, John is a big Overwatch guy. Thorn, you're a big Overwatch guy as well. So
just call me fat.
No, I said you're a big Overwatch guy.
I'm kidding.
But that's exactly what I would have said to you had the tables been turned. So he is doing a show called the Overwatch League Daily Show, which is going to be 5 days a week and probably about like 20, 30 minutes a piece. And it's, like all signs point to amazing on this thing.
Wow.
So look for it. It's already available as an RSS feed in anywhere that you would pick up podcasts. So
yeah,
Overwatch League Daily Show with Kicked Tripod, I think is how it's thing. But I wish you would have gone with John Horstman. That's the only thing. He might be here. I'm not sure.
Should have gone with Crusher 99.
Yeah, Crusher 99. Yeah. So be looking for that. And with that little announcement, I think we could probably just go into the news. Where did I put my news thing? Did I move my news? Oh, here it is. I found it. All right. It's time for the news. Guys, Thorn.
Yes, sir.
Have you logged into game yet?
Not today.
Into World of Warcraft? All right.
I have not.
Well, let me tell you about a little something. There is a new quest.
Ooh.
If you go to the Vindicar, there's going to be a new quest from Terralion, and it's a quick quest. It's really nothing. It's really nothing at all. All you need to do is just go over to a place and talk to a guy.
Mm-hmm.
But what this quest does, is it blasts a hole in the wall. And the hole in the wall is the entrance to Antorus, the Burning Throne.
Nice.
So,
woo!
Yep.
Yes, here.
Yep. Oh. Thorn, how psyched are you for raiding tomorrow?
I am so stoked.
Yeah.
I am so stoked. We moved forward faster than we have in the past. Our raid team, and if we had a full 20 or so, we probably would have moved into Mythic long ago. I'm not sure how far we would have gotten through or whatever, but being that far into it and having things on farm for a bit, it feels good, man.
Feels good, man. Yep, it really does. I am looking forward to this tier more than I've looked forward to a tier in probably a good long while. I'll just put it that way. Because I was really excited when Legion first came out, and of course, you go through the Emerald Nightmare, and that's pretty dang cool for an opener, right? Mm-hmm. And so yeah, I would say since Emerald Nightmare, I think I've been really looking forward to something like this, where it's kind of the end, the final raid for the expansion. It's gonna be cool.
Interested to see how the lore goes. I'm interested to see how they wrap things.
Yep.
The preview stuff looks amazing.
Well, the cinematics were leaked, right?
I know.
Like Wowhead and stuff like that. They have the cinematics. Have you looked at those?
I have not, but purposefully not.
All right.
I try to avoid the spoilers. I know we're going to see them with the team. I want to experience that with the boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the fist.
And so there's going to be there's a couple of new cinematics, and I don't think that they were released before today, because they didn't want data miners to go and grab them and just spoil everything for you. Immediately, before you could even get there. So
Snake eyes.
However, now, bro. However, now it's out and everybody's talking about the cinematics and stuff like that. We're not going to do that here.
Oh, we're not?
No, not really.
So I don't have to leave. Okay, cool.
No, yeah, you don't have to leave. No, you're fine. No spoilers here. However, I will say, if you guys want to check out a kind of a good breakdown of the cinematics, I would check out Taliesin and Evitel. Taliesin does a breakdown of the entire thing, and it's kind of like where he stops and starts it and talks about all the cool things in the video. I really liked it. So I was kind of blown away. I was like, oh man, that's cool. And I met that dude at BlizzCon. That's great. He's an amazing guy. So yeah, go check that out. And but Thorn, you have been watching the boss guides, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I started with the first one just because that makes sense in terms of the order. Not only
Garathi
because,
or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Garathi Worldbreaker, yes.
Yeah.
And the fight looks hectic. The fight looks epic. It looks like the right kind of, you want your first boss to be something you can handle, but you want a challenge, right? You don't want to just walk in and down somebody and roll right through.
It looks like a lot of damage is going out. I mean, it looks like a ton of damage is just being thrown out onto the floor, and it's going to be kind of hairy. I mean, that's kind of a weird first boss, right? I mean, usually it's more of a tank and spank. Not necessarily exactly that, but
exactly that. Yeah. Like, I mean, I agree wholeheartedly, and as a healer, I'm sure you were looking at those meters or at those bars.
Yeah.
On the preview and just going, oh, okay, wow, all right.
I was not liking it. I was not liking it at all.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be hard to tell because the videos are from the PTR and they presumably some of the video footage is from when they're still learning the fight and figuring out the mechanics.
Yep.
Surprise, there are more soaking mechanics.
No.
But I feel like that probably gives you some active targets to kind of understand that there'll be ones that are going to need healing. It looks fun. It looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, it really does. Whoops, I screwed up our screen. There we go. I got it back. Yeah, no, it does look like a lot of fun. It looks like there's a lot of green stuff on the ground though, and
that's the theme, right?
It is actually. I think this will be the last fully fell themed place that we will go raid. So I'm thankful for that because Hellfire Citadel wasn't enough. That wasn't enough green for you. And then we got the Emerald Nightmare, which was green. And then so much green. But yeah, that it does look like that's a fun fight, and I don't know how far ahead you've been looking at the different boss fights at all.
That's it. That's all. That's as far as I went for the time being.
Okay.
But I do love that it's such an epic feel for a first boss. It does feel like it would have been one of the bosses that's further in, and I like that about this first boss because I just feel like this giant dude on the edge of this round platform, and you guys are all scrambling about. And he's, hunkering down and shooting giant paths of horribleness at you. I don't know. I love it. I feel like it's a blazing start to the new tier. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, it is. And so, and then after that, you go to the dogs, and one of them is named Faharg. I want to Faharg. I want to figure out how they name stuff. Like, is there like one dude in charge of how things are named? Because Faharg is kind of.
I think they just have a hat full of syllables that they pull out in order. First, there's a hat with a number, so they pull it out and they're like, all right, this one's 2 words. First word, 3 syllables. Second word, 5 syllables. All right, now let's pull those out.
Right. It's kind of like Family Guy, right? It was the Family Guy joke where they just have like. Well, I'm going to change it a little bit. They just have like ping pong balls with different stuff on them, and then marmots come and collect them, and they just kind of put them
exactly
in order.
What I was thinking. Exactly that scene.
So exactly that. Oh,
well, there's got to be at least two people involved. Somebody naming things and then somebody approving it. And there's no way there's only one approver. There's at least like 5 people involved in this. And at least 5 people said, yeah, Fahar, sure.
Fahar.
Totally.
It's Faharg.
Faharg.
It sounds slightly Scandinavian. I don't know. Faharg. If you say it with the right emphasis.
Item at IKEA, maybe?
Yeah, it's the new cabinet at IKEA. Did you pick up the Faharg? Mm-hmm.
The Fahargony.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What did you say to me?
Yes. It's not Antorus, the Burning Throne. It is IKEA, the Burning Faharg. So that's good. Let's see.
Shatug.
Oh, yeah, I don't even want to start pronouncing things. It's gonna get very difficult. It's funny though. This time in the raid tier though is the time when you're stumbling through the names and they all look foreign, and before long it's all rolling right off the tongue. The weirdest thing is suddenly just and then you're calling them by their nicknames.
Mm-hmm.
Like in 3 weeks, we'll be calling them by their nicknames. Oh, you go grab Cheeto and put him over by, Pumpkin Jack. That's not actually. This will not be. This will not be a nickname, but Pumpkin Jack would be great.
Go grab Snoop.
Yep. That's right. Oh gosh. What? Faharg. Thorn, can I ask you a personal question?
Of course.
Who do you watch for your boss guides?
2-minute guides.
2-minute guides?
Yes.
Nice.
The 2-minute guides and the Fat Boss guides.
Of course, the Fat Boss guys. I found a new one. Well, actually, I didn't really find it. Like this tier, I actually saw it before. But this time around, I'm paying more attention to it. It's Hazelnutty Games, and I don't know if you guys have seen her do her thing or anything like that, but she's I think Canadian.
Love the name.
She's Canadian, super positive, super sweet, and
nice.
And it's just a different way to do a boss guide, and I was like, oh, this is cute. This is
check that out.
Like cute, great, awesome type of thing, and I'm like, wow, this is, but it's still very informational and it's very familiar because it's kind of like the Fat Boss guides in a lot of ways. Shows you many different ways that they died on the PTR. So that's really great. But Hazelnutty Games, and I may be talking to her later this week to see what she thinks about the raid and kind of get more into maybe some of the strategy stuff. And maybe into some of the things that we can expect as raiders going into normal, heroic, and maybe even trying to glimpse ahead into mythic a little bit and seeing what some of the cool things are. So
nice.
We'll see exactly what we talk about, but I think we're planning on doing something later this week. So that'll be cool.
That name.
That'll be cool. Let's see what else is going on. Oh. You know what else is happening in WoW right now because of the opening of Antorus is now you can get your legendaries up to item level 1000.
Hooah.
We were talking about this last week a little bit.
1000.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Seems like too much, doesn't it?
Like leveling to 100?
Like leveling to 120. I thought 110 was weird. 120 sounds really strange. But item level 1000 feels a little odd to me, doesn't it?
I'm just disappointed that the tiers are going away, so we won't get a T1000. Wow.
Well, the tiers are going to be here for this raid. They're just going away for the next one.
True.
Right?
True.
So, by the way, if you guys want to upgrade your legendary, it's the same. It works the same way as it did the last time. You just go to the guy in Dalaran who's banging on an anvil, and he has a quest for you. Just go and you get your essences through your regular means, your Mythic Plus caches, your emissary things, your the bosses in Antorus, and so on. So
it's important to mind your essences.
It really is.
Be responsible about them.
It really is. But I mean, like that Mythic Plus weekly one, that's 20. Mm-hmm. That's 20. So you can get your legendary up to 1,000 pretty quickly, I would think. At least one of them. So
it felt quick, the last set of upgrades.
Mm-hmm.
It felt easy. It felt organic to what you were already doing. This seems the same. So
yeah,
excited for that.
Yeah. Now, is there anything else World of Warcraft related that you guys want to get into? I mean, I know that we have Antorus here. It just kicked off today. I don't want to necessarily go through the different bosses and give spoilers and all this kind of stuff because I haven't had enough time with it to be able to really talk fully about it. I'm excited about it. Thorn seems excited. Gizmo, you seem like you're recovering from an illness.
Yes. No, Pat, I feel fine. Thanks for saying that. Yeah. That's really
you're welcome.
Just great.
You're just kind of dazed in a corner for a little bit. That's cool. But so Gizmo, when do you expect that you'll be raiding on your new tune?
Oh, my new tune, man. Yeah. That is
what level
a good
are you
question.
At? What level? Are you?
45.
Oh, 45.
Not far. I need every time I've been on, hasn't been an officer, so I'm not getting that experience boost. I'm just walking to school in the snow, uphill both ways.
That's all right.
Been rough.
You don't really need it anyway. It goes so quickly. It goes so quickly because I know that you have like full heirlooms and all that kind of stuff.
Yes, I do.
So you're fine. You're more than fine.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of one of those things. This is one of the reasons why I like having our show on Tuesdays is because we get all the new stuff. We know there's going to be a lot of new stuff, but also one of the bad things is we get all of the new stuff. So we can't necessarily talk from our own experience, but that's why I kind of want to talk to Hazel and talk more about, okay, what can we expect? What are these things all about? What are we doing in this raid? So
what does it all mean, Basil?
What does it all mean? Yes, exactly. All right, let's move it on to what do you want to talk about? Let's move it on to Heroes of the Storm.
Turned up to 11.
Mm-hmm. Because there was actually a lot of stuff, wasn't there, Gizmo? There's a lot of stuff this week.
There is. So the PTR is still live with all the 2018 gameplay changes. They did add in Hanzo this week, so you can go and check him out. He still feels awful.
Still feels awful.
He still feels awful. I tweeted out in 140 characters or less everything I like about Hanzo.
You get 280. You get 280 now.
Not if you're on a phone.
Oh,
I was on a phone.
All right. Okay.
And I like his Q.
Yeah.
I like one of his ultimate choices, the Dragon Arrow, and then I like his level 20 talent for that ultimate. And those are the only three things out of his kit and all of his talents.
So what's missing? What's wrong with Hanzo? Other than he's Hanzo.
It's no, it's really, and I think I'd be fine with his E if his W felt good, but his W just feels.
You're gonna have to explain this to me like I am a small child because I don't know what either of those are.
Okay, so his Q is like a charged up shot. You hit Q, it charges, kind of like Gazlo's laser.
Yep.
You can move while you're charging it though, and shoot it. Feels great, does decent damage. His E is a flare that you can shoot, and it shows vision for a little bit, short time.
Awesome.
And then his W is like his scattering arrow.
Yep.
Like in Overwatch.
Okay.
Except in Overwatch, you can shoot it at the ground, you can shoot it wherever you want, and it scatters.
Okay.
In Heroes, you have to shoot it against terrain for it to scatter. So it's very difficult to get it to go where you want, because like it tries to help you by showing all like the lines of how it'll actually bounce.
Yeah.
But it's very difficult. Doesn't do a lot of damage unless you hit him with like everything. And he like it's super hard to do. And he really just doesn't feel good. And I don't know that the main issue is I don't know why he would be picked in game, because I think there's a ton of people that do what he's trying to do, but better. So it'll be interesting to see if they find a place for him in the meta. Maybe, quite possibly, I'm just really bad at him. But I've been hearing a lot of people still don't like how he feels. But he's in there, so you can check him out. Make sure that you're checking out all the changes for the 2018 gameplay changes as well. They're really, really good. But there's also a balance patch that is hitting tomorrow.
Yes.
And it is interesting. So there's, for the first time,
this freaked out a lot of people. Actually, is what you should say. Is it freaked out a lot of people? They were like, "What's going on with this balance patch?"
No, the internet's not on fire. It's really on fire right now.
It's more slowly burning to the ground. It is. Yeah.
Well, before the fire, they're doing something they have never done before in a balance patch, and that is actually releasing a hero rework. Normally, they do those on their Tuesday patches. So Sergeant Hammer got a rework. Yeah. And they made her siege mode, which used to be her E, her trait, and gave her a new ability. Excuse me. That actually, it's a 20-second cooldown. I forgot what it's called, but it gives her 25 armor for 2 seconds in regular mode and 50 armor for 2 seconds in siege mode. OP, because she can like negate like ultimates and stuff now when she's in siege mode. Doesn't have to be scared. Right. It does half damage. But the big thing, supports have been hit, and they released these patch notes with really nothing, and then today or yesterday they released a blog that they wanted to was apparently supposed to be released at the same time, and it wasn't. So people freaked out because they're trying to explain the changes. They're trying to get out of this double support meta is the issue. So they made a lot of changes, and they went through and kind of explained those. But overall, supports are pretty much receiving 5% reduction in health, damage, healing output, and they're getting their wave clear nerfed.
No! That is no fun. That doesn't sound like fun.
Yeah, and I get it. I understand it. But the thing about this is people are worried that supports are just going to go back to feeling like heal bots and not be fun to play. And also their survivability has taken a dive because, I mean, the 5% health pool is pretty big hit. But
yeah, that's a huge hit.
Again, this is just PTR. If you guys like want to give like feedback, get in the PTR, test these changes out. You know, the more numbers they get, the better informed they'll be able to make decisions. And props to them for trying something to get out of the double support meta. Maybe this is the answer. Maybe it isn't. I'm just glad I'm not a support player, so I don't really have to worry about it.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I am a support main.
Okay.
So I'm going to cry off camera. But my question for you, Gizmo, is if they're trying to get away from multiple supports, why would you nerf the healing output? Because it seems to me like if you increase it, then you only need one versus... I'm not understanding. I read the blog post. I'm not understanding the logic there. Yeah. It seems like if you reduce all the output and you reduce the survivability, it seems like the opposite to me.
It is the health decrease and healing decrease are the two things that I have questions on. The others make sense because obviously, one of the things right now, a lot of supports have the wave clear, so they don't suffer. It's easier for them to make like full team rotations, and they don't suffer on that wave clear if a support's stuck in solo lane. And then of course damage. Well, if healers are doing damage, then it's easy to put another one of them in instead of an assassin or specialist. But yeah, the health and healing, I don't know if they just want they're trying to get people to play safer so that there's less supports dying or whatnot, or if they're wanting to encourage people to pick another assassin, to, make it easier, have another person that's able to target the support to nerf them down or nuke them down. But yeah, I don't quite understand it either on those two changes.
Well,
it seems like a roundabout. It seems like, you're expecting that, yes, you'd have another assassin or another specialist or something, and that they have to be more aware of support placements and positioning and peeling for them and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I just feel like that's a big ask for like quick match, It
is. And like so here's one of the reasons they gave for the decrease health. They said certain supports are unusually tanky for being ranged backline characters. Also factor in that they can heal themselves, and they end up being very difficult for the enemy teams to focus fire down. Okay, great. Makes sense. But that's certain supports. That's not all supports. Yeah. Therefore, all supports should not get this nerf.
Right.
So maybe this is just they're wanting to bring them all down for now to see where it fits, and then they can adjust numbers individually to kind of bring everything level.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's quite interesting. But hey, this is good timing for this to get changed in the lull before HGC Season 2 starts. So if they're going to do this, do it now, because there's a lot of changes coming to the game. So
I suppose.
Yeah.
By the way, Lily just spoke to me, and she has something to say.
You make me a sad panda.
Yep. So,
Lily.
Thanks, Lily, for chiming in there.
Yeah, Lily actually got a rework last week or the week before.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's okay.
Thorn's cracking up. I don't know what's going on.
Pat. No, nice.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting
that. Yeah. Lily did get a rework, and she's a little stronger, right? So.
Well, yeah, and then she got nerfed. With this, so
right. Right.
But also going on in Heroes, Caldor, who's one of the HGC casters, interviewed lead designer Travis McGeethy. Just more on the performance-based matchmaking that'll be coming with the 2018 gameplay update. And it's just went a little bit more in depth. So one of the things they talked about at BlizzCon was, it would be keeping track of individual stats for each heroes. Well, he actually went more in depth. It's the system's constantly going to be tracking 20 different stats every game that are going to be used to tell how a particular player in a particular situation is doing. Everything is being sliced up for the situation. It's the hero you're playing, the battle gun you're playing on, game mode you're in, region, and modifiers for things like game time. So really the overall system, it's a self-learning, ever-evolving system, which I think is incredible, because it's going to be able to take all the stats, compare you to other players of your skill, and that's going to be how it's going to judge, did you play this hero well? Did you play it poor?
But here's something that I brought up before, and I'm gonna bring this up every time we talk about this stuff, because I think it's important. They still aren't talking about clearing current MMR, are they? They're not talking about that.
There's a couple.
I'm upset for other people, not for myself, because I don't play Heroes of the Storm at a competitive level, and that I'm cool with that. I'm like, that's awesome. But for everybody else, because I know so many people that are in bad situations because their MMR is either really, really bad, and so they get they're playing with baddies. I'll call them baddies. They're not bad people. They're not bad people, but they're not really awesome players. And then there are awesome players that are getting, just it goes both ways, and it's like people are in the wrong place. I
definitely agree with you there.
I just feel like they should clear it after a season and then be done with it, and then you have to do your 10 competitive matches again. And
I understand them not wanting to clear it completely, because then matchmaking would be a mess for a pretty significant amount of time. My idea that I've always thought was a good idea, and I've never heard any feedback on it, is to have a constant 6-month decaying system. You have to have a minimum number of games in for this to be considered for the system, but that is just, it's always keeping track of your games for the last 6 months and moving with that, because you're going to have times where you get better, you're going to have times where you get worse.
Sure.
So your MMR should be based on how you are currently as a player, not how you were a year, 2 years ago, or just last week. It needs to be a significant amount of time and always be evolving with you. But who knows if they'll ever do that. This new system should, speed people up into getting at the MMR that they should be at. But it's not an easy task to do. MMR in any PvP game is a mess. No one is ever happy with it. I've never heard somebody say, this game's MMR is absolutely perfect and I love matchmaking. Every game is fair and I just have a good time. When I lose, it was my fault, not because it was a bad matchup.
Sure.
So it's never a perfect system.
No. And I wouldn't expect it to be. But I would think that they would, from time to time, just want to not necessarily clear it all the way, but that they might be doing something like with Hearthstone. What ends up happening is that you get to, like, say, rank 5. You get all these stars, and that makes sure that you start at level, whatever it is, 12.
Well, that's how the old Heroes rank system used to be. Where each season it was a ladder climb.
Yeah,
but that was, people didn't like that because say you start at this rank, but you're not at that rank, then you're relying more on your teammates.
Sure,
and because you can't carry in heroes like you can in other games. But
with this type of system, it's kind of more flexible, and even if you're losing, you can still, maybe not lose as much because you're a better player than your teammates, or because you've been playing better than your teammates. So I would think that not necessarily clearing completely MMR, but kind of doing a modified clear of some sort would be advantageous for everybody, so that they could be placed into a better position at the start of a season, and then I don't know.
It almost seems to me like this new machine learning based system is going to kind of do away with all that, though, because it seems like obviously not right away, but when you're being judged and placed and sorted, along with your peers in this game based on these specific parameters that have to do with your hero choice and all that sort of thing. It just seems like everything's going to be far more big data rooted, but far more precise for you. What I don't understand, the part where it loses me, where I feel like it's over my head math, is how do they place you overall when your ranking would be vastly different between one hero and the other?
So, it's going to calculate, and this a couple weeks ago they had a question on Reddit about, people were worried that this was going to make it where people only focused a few certain heroes because they didn't want to be forced in draft to pick up a hero, that they didn't play very often, therefore take an MMR hit because they didn't play him very well. In reality, that could happen slightly, but not to an extent to where, oh, this is the hero I need to play in game. It's not my best. If I play it, I'm still confident we can win. But hey, I want a hero boost. It shouldn't be that bad. But again, it's just going to be comparing that hero at your specific skill level. So at least it's not comparing you up against grandmasters and stuff. But it is definitely a good question. But the important thing here is wins and losses are still the absolute number one main way of increasing and decreasing your MMR. This is just to kind of help balance it out.
Sure.
We don't know what the points are going to be like yet. I believe winning a match or losing a match base, I think, is 200 points, and then there's modifiers for if their team was above your skill level, below your skill level, and if you're on a win streak, losing streak, and now there'll be this performance bonus. So it'll be interesting to see what those numbers actually are. Is it 0 to 25, 0 to 50, or 0 to 100?
Yeah. I have one last question. Given the machine learning aspect of this whole thing, exactly when does Skynet come online?
Right. I was gonna actually ask the same thing. I was like, I'll be back. Grab my hand. Yeah.
No, but yeah, it's I'm excited for it. It's going to launch with the 2018 gameplay update for every hero that's currently in the game. So they've been keeping track of stats for this for a while now. It's just not been live. So they can drop it, bam, it'll be able to compare stats to, based off your performance. However, for new heroes that come out and weird instances like Cho'Gall Master League, just because he's not played that much, they can turn this system off completely and kind of just go to the old system until they have enough stats, enough games played to be able to make, good decisions on your performance, and then they'll be able to just flip switch, turn it on, good to go.
Sure. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And the last thing here from this interview is at some point they would like to make MMR visible in the future.
Oh. Dangerous.
There would be no pushback at all on that, would there? There'd be nothing. Nothing. Nope.
Could be dangerous.
Nope.
I don't know. I think I'm good either way, but I
think if you could,
I don't care.
I think if you could see your own MMR, that would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then guess where everybody else is at. That's cool. But I think as soon as you start seeing where everybody else is at, you're done, because then you're playing a different game.
Yeah, because you're instantly, say you queue up and you're instantly going to be looking at your team. Oh, this person's the lowest MMR. Get ready to carry this person. He sucks.
Right.
Like, no, that's not the case.
I hear that all the time.
It's okay.
You and me both, my buddy. It's
and then they also had another blog post here for the new look on stealth changes that are coming, which are huge.
So now they're going towards a more a better visibility for the invisible mode. Well, for stealth mode, right? So
yeah.
What do you think about that?
I like it. So the reason they're making this change here. So before there was a shimmer that at lower skills was very hard to see.
Mm-hmm.
However, at higher skills, it's almost like you still weren't invisible because people just got so good at looking for that shimmer, as well as people were doing like turning their graphics on low and making these changes that made it easier to see, which you don't want people to make your game look bad on purpose to improve gameplay. That's not something you should want. So
Overwatch.
With the new system,
wait, what?
Excuse me. Sorry.
I know. But with the new system, your stealth is pretty much visible. Like you can clearly see the outlines. You can tell who the heroes are. But there's still, you can't just auto attack them. They have to be knocked out of stealth by a skill shot. I think it feels nice playing a stealth, knowing that you're visible. Because prior, you never knew. You couldn't tell, like, can this person see me or not? Like, trying to maneuver around while wondering if they can see you and then sometimes making a weird move. Now you know they see you, so you can kind of try and predict their skill shots to still make them miss. As well as if you stand still for 1.5 seconds, you go completely invisible.
Right.
So you can still kind of set up for ganks that way. As well as they made a lot of changes to all of the stealth heroes to kind of help with the system. I know Valera has like some more ranged on her abilities from stealth, or a talent that makes her do that something. I think the pros are pretty happy with it because, again, for them, they're like, well, we can see people in stealth anyways, so didn't really make any sense. And I know the Zeratul changes seem pretty strong right now. I think overall people will like it. I know people in Quick Match will like it because stealths and Quick Match are super frustrating. Now you can see them. Just knock them out of stealth.
Hollow Man, new hero confirmed.
Yeah.
Right. I think Quick Match is just frustrating in general. So
it's a bad place.
Yeah.
That's another thing. That's another thing that it's pretty frustrating to me.
Right.
They have made like no announcements on.
Lovely.
In all honesty, you just need to be able to queue up as multiple heroes. A couple, like I want to queue up as a tank, a support, and an assassin. I'm okay with playing any of these three heroes. Now you expanded the matchmaking pool 3 times, so you can create actual comps, which would be nice.
By the way, I just want to say that this last week everybody was all raving about the Brawl.
Oh my
Heroes
gosh!
Of the Storm.
Yes.
What the Brawl was interesting. It brought me back. It brought me back into the game. Well, what, Thorn?
Just the way you phrased that.
It was interesting. I thought it was definitely a good brawl. I thought.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So if you guys haven't done it yet, you should definitely check it out. This is a
how long is it up till?
So that's typically they're out a week, so it would be until this Friday. But sometimes they do 2 weeks. They put so much work into this, it may be longer. I have no idea.
I hope so.
Because I mean, they had to do a lot because this is the first PvE system that's been in. The way it is, you queue up. There's a certain selection of heroes that you can pick. You build a team of 5. You're going through kind of like it's kind of like a StarCraft / WoW dungeon.
Yeah.
And it's 5 to 10 minutes. And you go through, you fight some waves of Zerg. There's some enemy like heroes that you fight. You hold off waves, and then the third stage, you fight like a boss that actually has like mechanics, kind of like outlines.
Yep.
The abilities, kind of like if you ever rated or did Dungeons and WildStar, it's a lot like that, and it's just a timed thing to do. It's really neat. Again, a lot of work into this, so I'm wondering, if this is going to lead to anything else, because that seems like a ton of assets to just be used for one brawl.
Sure. Yeah, that's a good point. I know that it was actually kind of interesting. So when I went through it, I think we were finishing in somewhere between 10 and 13 minutes, kind of in that area. And we actually found out that we could lose it.
It is possible to wipe.
It is possible to wipe.
Yeah, because you don't respawn in normal heroes. If you die, one of your members has to resurrect you.
Right.
And so it's a cool thing.
Yeah.
I think I thought that's where you were going right away, Pat, when you said it was interesting.
It was interesting. I'm not a huge Heroes player, so it's like when I jump in, everybody goes, "Oh, Pat's playing." That's kind of what it's like. So I always kind of feel kind of bad playing that game just because my friends have to carry me. And so when I hopped into this one, it was fine. It was good. It was good. I liked it better than Quick Match and some of the other stuff that I've not
see.
Done
And this
in that
this
game.
is why they added the Go Invisible on the Battle.net client. Oh, Pat logged into Heroes.
Right.
I'm like,
Nobody jump into Heroes. They don't want to play. Nobody's in game.
Question though.
Yeah.
Whenever you failed, did it still count as one of your 3 things toward your weekly loot box?
I don't think so. I was done at the time, so I didn't know.
No,
okay.
I don't think so. So there.
Hmm.
Yeah. It was kind of upsetting.
I think one of my favorite things about it is you can try out a new hero in a non-test type of incidents where like you get an enemy that there's a formidable enemy in there. You do have to work as a team. There's power-ups that help you, which is different in a kind of a newer mechanic, which is pretty awesome. And they're very strategic, which is great.
Yep. Yeah. And it was actually fun doing that. You're right. And it was kind of cool because it was Thorn and Fist, myself and Ro and another guy. And we would just change, roles, change characters, do whatever we wanted to do and just kind of have fun with it and not worry about it too much. And I got to try out, some new characters and stuff like that. So, yeah, it was a good time.
It's a cool mode to just see, to continue to play to see if you can beat your best time. I think the record now is 4.5 or so minutes.
Oh my gosh!
Whoa. Yeah, nuts.
What?
I'm assuming they had to do it with no supports. My best is 7:30.
Wow.
But I think us and some of the Zords are wanting to get together, possibly after tomorrow night's show, and just kind of see see how fast we can get it down.
All right,
so.
Cool. Well, we should probably move on to another game. And let's go to Hearthstone.
Epic!
I got a new sound for Hearthstone. It's not just...
Well met.
It's not just that anymore. No, now I also have this one.
Job's done.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Yes.
Job's done. Let's talk a little bit about Kobolds and Catacombs. We had assumed that the release date for this new expansion was going to be December 7th, and it turns out it was right. So, Kobolds and Catacombs, they are actually, the pre-purchase is available right now, and you can go and spend $50 if you want to on all the packs of cards that you can dream of. And
a card back.
And a card back. All sorts of different stuff. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I've seen some of the card releases. I haven't seen all of them, but I've seen some of them, and they look pretty cool. Yeah.
I love how they're doing that, by the way. The card
mean?
Releases through they're pairing with community people in the community and releasing them at all hours of the night. So it's very worldwide time zone friendly and really nice touches.
Right. I was looking at the calendar though last week, and I said, "Man, this thing looks like an advent calendar." Like open it up, and then there's a little piece of candy or chocolate or something like that in there. Yeah,
piece of candy.
Ooh, piece of candy. No, it's a card. It's a new card from the expansion. So that's been great. I'm kind of looking forward to it.
I'm excited for the dungeon runs. I didn't get to try that out at BlizzCon.
Me either.
So I'm super stoked to get in and see what that's like.
Yes.
I heard good things.
Well, the only bad part that I've heard from the dungeon runs themselves is that there are no rewards for it. Like you just get to play it, right? And I don't know what that means as far as, I think that there would be like nominal rewards, but there's no
there should be like a card back or something for completing it all the way.
And there may be something like that, but I don't think there's anything like significant because it's not like a regular match. It's not
right.
So you don't get rewarded in that same way. So
I think you have to beat it with all of the classes, and then you get the card back.
Oh, is that it?
Nice.
That'd be cool.
I believe so.
I'd like
that.
Did you just make that up?
No. Well, I was watching that really great dev interview they did with Dave Kozak, and he was talking about a couple of specific things. I'm not sure if he mentioned that part or not, but he was talking about the design of some of it and how they came up with some of the stuff that they did. And he is just, the man is a joy. The man is Dave just Kozak? A jewel. Oh,
he's
great. Just wonderful.
He's awesome.
And he's hilarious. He's hilarious in real life and in this video. He's so animated and enthusiastic. It's beautiful.
I met him a few years ago, and he is so animated and just amazing. It's really great. He's an awesome dude. One of the things that I've discovered, and I kind of want to bring this up now that we've talked about 3 different games, and there are still more Blizzard games out there, and we were kind of talking about this before the show, and I kind of want to bring it up again. It almost seems like these days, because of where we sit with Hearthstone now being a more mature game with lots and lots of choices, lots and lots of cards, lots and lots of play styles, and the same thing with Heroes of the Storm, where you have 75 different heroes now, somewhere around there, right? And now that you have these games that have kind of grown up and are now much more complex and much more geared to their players, like they know who their players are. Same thing with WoW. WoW really knows their players. There's tons of players there. There's lots more choice there as well. Lots of ways to get loot and lots of ways to level up. So this brings me to a conundrum of sorts, fellas. And that is this. What game do I play?
Yeah.
Do you feel like that? Do you feel like you have to make choices now and really kind of hone in on what you really want to do?
100%.
Okay.
Part of it is just with adulting getting increasingly difficult.
Yep.
And then as well, like I have transitioned over the past few years from like I used to be super like hardcore in every game I did, wanted to do the best I absolutely can, and do everything I can to get to that level. And I can't can't do that anymore with all the games that I enjoy. I have to make a decision on pretty much one game and possibly two at times on what I really want to go after to put forth my best effort and be the best I can be, and then just enjoy other games and get into those to take a break from the games I'm grinding.
Yep.
And just have a good time.
Well, and that's kind of why I'm looking at Hearthstone in particular, because I found this to be the case with Hearthstone, especially for me, right? So I will select decks from the different websites out there, and I'll kind of plug them in and just see what's going on. And I won't necessarily have all the many cards that are out there or anything. So I get those ones that are cheaper cost to create. And then what I find is that I will play those for a couple of months, and either I'll play for a while and it'll be fine, or like I'll be playing a deck that I've played many times before and just be like, concede. Like it's just coin concede. It's a great, another great podcast out there. So it's just like, I don't even care anymore. It's like, and then I just get all tilted and weird and stuff like that. So I'm thinking that these dungeon runs will probably help that.
Yeah, I think those would be cool because those are preset packs. It's just, I think it gives you a random set of cards.
Yeah.
But I'm the exact same way because, I mean, there are so many changes to these games to keep up on all the balance changes and what's new to the game.
Yeah.
It's way too difficult for me to do that now. And so I was the same thing with Hearthstone since Wrath of the Old Gods. Like I've kind of fallen off, and I don't have the resources to build, meta decks. I can choose like one and do that. And if it's a good deck, awesome, let's do this. But most of the time I change it or I build that deck, and then either people figure it out or it gets nerfed. And so now I'm in a bad spot because I put all my resources there.
It's more the people figuring it out that that destroy me more than anything else. It definitely is kind of that vibe. Thorn, I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on this at all?
I do. I feel along the same lines as you. My biggest drawback in that game is deck building. I've never been good at it. I don't enjoy it. So that's why the Brawl the dungeons really appeal to me, because you don't have to have anything to go in there. That's why Arena appealed to me, because you don't have to have anything to go in there. You build it as you go. Yep. And I still,
and some of those brawls too. Some of those brawls too. It's like where you just choose a hero and go. I like those ones. The ones where you
I don't do brawls where I have to make a deck. I don't do it.
No, I just skip it. I'm like, nope, I'm cool. All right.
I want to play, and I love the game, and I love the amped up cheesiness of it all. I love the just like Blizzard World as a map in Overwatch.
Dude,
I love the idea of
that
this whole game of Hearthstone is them taking themselves and almost parodying themselves in so many ways. And constantly, there's so much that they've created in this universe that they constantly get to do that. And it's just so lighthearted and fun. And but when you can't help but get competitive about it because it's a competitive game. So it's really frustrating to just lose over and over because you don't want to take all the time to do all the research and build all the cards. And
and they have the unranked mode too, but I don't ever want to play that. I'm like, no, I want to play ranked.
Yeah.
Or wild versus whatever. So I don't want to play wild necessarily. I want to be competitive. I want to play current decks and all that kind of fun stuff. But at the same time, I don't know that I have the I guess resources would be the best way to say it.
I want to be the very best.
It's not. It's not just Hearthstone that's like that for me. Like Overwatch, it's really hard for me to keep up on the changes to heroes. It's why I don't have time to really raid at the level I did and I used to in World of Warcraft. And now World of Warcraft is more just relaxing, see the world, explore, and enjoy that world. That's kind of what it's turned into.
And that's why when people see me in Overwatch too, they go, "Oh no, Pat's in game." Oh. Because they know that I'm gonna play Junkrat and I'm just gonna screw around and blow stuff up.
You're a good Junkrat though.
So I am kind of surgical with that, which is weird because that's not an easy one to be surgical with.
Have you tried Junkrat in Heroes yet?
No, not yet. I haven't. I was looking for it during the Brawl, but it wasn't there. So
yeah, he's not there.
Junkrat wasn't there. And
my favorite thing about that interplay is that over something like Overwatch, you only have your set of abilities, and I say only, but I mean you can do so much with that set. But one of the appeals of Overwatch is there's not that much to learn, right? They did the easy to learn, hard to master approach that they do so well. Right. But then you move over to Heroes, and you get somebody like Junkrat, and you're used to the main mechanics, but then the Heroes side expands that so much. Mm-hmm. You get to really dive deep into Junkrat and pull all of these extra strength. You can power up this type of build, or you can power up. You can make his traps more dynamic. I mean, there's so much that you can do that it like really expands a character that only has so many dimensions otherwise.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Love that.
Right. Yeah, it's cool. I'm actually kind of now you're making me want to play Heroes. And now all the people in Heroes are like, oh no, Pat's in the game. Let's get out of here.
Appear offline.
That's right. All right. With that, I think what we will do is we will talk a little bit about eSports.
I can dig that.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you could. Now, let's talk real quick about Overwatch League. A couple of different things. Number one, John Horseman is starting a new show, the Overwatch League Daily Show. Go check it out. Starting tomorrow, Wednesday. And then he'll be doing, it's like 5 days a week. So just pick it up.
He's nuts.
It's good stuff. Yeah, he's crazy. He's putting in a lot of work. And it's sounding good.
Crazy cool.
He's crazy cool, yeah. So be looking for that. Another thing is that the Overwatch League preseason stuff starts December 6th. That's next week, and it goes through the 9th. So it's just next week for the preseason stuff. That's good. Has everybody picked a team yet?
I am working on it.
Okay.
I think I've narrowed it down to Excelsior.
Okay.
Florida.
Or
Houston.
Okay. All right.
Those are the three I've narrowed it down to.
Thorn, do you have favorites?
I do not, but I do have a favorite name.
Okay.
I think the Soul Dynasty is the coolest
Soul Dynasty is cool name, cool.
It's really cool.
Cool logo. I like it.
Yeah. But I have not picked a home team yet.
San Francisco's looking pretty cool. I'm just going by logos.
Well, then you do not want to pick Excelsior. It's hard for me to pick.
Everybody says it's crap branding, and I'm like going, no, it's awesome because nobody else is doing it.
Yeah.
There may be a reason for that, but little things.
I really wish they would have done the draft they initially talked about. I understand that that's hard but it's making it hard for me to pick a team because if I'm one, if I want to pick a team that I expect to win, I would pick Excelsior because they have 2 or 3 of the players that were on South Korea. And I believe it's a full Korean team, and I think they're probably going to be pretty darn good.
Sure.
But I don't want to pick a team because of that. Like I'm trying to take in aesthetics, I'm trying to take in talent, I'm trying to take in location. So it's tough.
I'm just going for Mayhem, I think, only because I'm a Junkrat main. So, it's got a bomb with a palm tree on it. That's amazing.
It's really cool. Cool. Well done.
We will see next week, I guess, exactly what's going on, and maybe we can find out a little bit more about what we can expect and stuff like that for next show. Maybe
Excited
we can
to see that.
Maybe we can get John on here if he's not too busy with his own show. I guess I'll just have to listen to his show.
I'll do it.
I'll do it. I'll listen to his show.
It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Fist covers it on the esports side now as well.
For Double Tap.
We got a lot of coverage of this.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah. It's all good stuff. And let's talk a little bit about HGC.
Oh, HGC.
Roster Apocalypse is the thing.
Yeah,
right?
It happened. It is over.
Yeah.
Rosters are set for 2018. I'm not going to go through all the changes, but there have been some pretty big ones here. I think the biggest announcement, I don't know if you guys been over it last week. Maybe it happened within this last week. I don't remember. Michael Udall coming out of retirement before retirement takes effect. This is a popular thing to do in
Well,
Heroes.
last week we talked about it because he was like, I'm stepping back. I don't know what I'm doing, blah, 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 whatever. Maybe I'll be doing this. Maybe I'll be doing that. Now he's unretired.
His announcement video for this was incredible. If you haven't seen it,
No, I missed it.
You have to check it out on his Twitter. It's really good. So he's coming back. The question here is he coming back because he really wants to come back, or is he coming back because he kind of wants to, but he ought to also help Gale Force? Because if he didn't come back, maybe Gale Force would have picked somebody else up, but they would have had to, if they didn't pick somebody else up, dropped from the HGC. They wouldn't have been able to put a full roster together. So I think it's probably a mix of both. I really enjoy watching him play. He's really good. But Glaurung, he was not on Gale Force, he was on Roll20, has moved over to Tempo Storm, and Fury from Tempo Storm has moved over to Gale Force. So those are some of the big changes. There's a lot to go through. I'm sorry if I missed a big one for you, your fans of players, people out there.
You know what? I think you do an entire show about Heroes of the Storm. I'm pretty sure you do that.
We will be probably going into this in depth tomorrow night, I assume.
Probably.
But the ones I want to go over on the EU side, Fnatic, probably one of the most consistent and unchanged teams in a while, has dropped both Wubby and Shrimpy. Wubby went to Team Dig.
Oh, wow.
Wubby went to Dig, and Shrimpy went to Team Expert, and they were replaced by Bad Benny and Mene.
Why not replace him with Good Benny?
Yeah,
or hefty.
Get good, Benny.
Right.
Get good.
Get good. That's all there is to it. All right, cool, man. Anything else in esports you guys want to go over? I don't have anything.
I just want to say I'm excited, surprisingly excited for Overwatch League to start. I always thought it was a cool idea. I've never really followed Overwatch League esports. And over these past few weeks, I have really gotten super stoked for it.
I am looking forward to seeing how fans react to Overwatch League. And I really do hope that everybody's with me and wishing those guys a fantastic first season. Because this is really, I think that with this move, Blizzard is changing esports fundamentally.
Absolutely.
At a very basic level, they are changing the way that esports is going to be played.
Yeah.
And so cool.
Even if you're not a fan of Overwatch, if you're a fan of esports, you should be keeping your eye on this. Because I believe if this does well, there are already Activision's in the works for Call of Duty League.
They should.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
And I also want to point out that I totally called, and I'm super stoked for. I'm so glad they did this. The team skins.
Oh yeah,
for a competition.
Right.
I'm sad that I think they mentioned they want to get away for players to be able to earn their favorite team skins and stuff. I don't think that should happen. I think this should be just for the teams only. But hey,
you want to make it special.
I disagree. I want them.
I think that
like
they
the
should
World
make
Cup
them
skins were awesome.
I think that they should make them purchasable in game. Hey, let's make make a little coin off of this thing.
I think being able to buy a team jersey or t-shirt is cool enough. Like, hey, I am a fan of the Royals, but I don't. I'm sure I could go buy like some aftermarket or really cheaply thrown together authentic Royals jersey, but
sure.
I'm not playing with it.
You can get December 6th
that was a really bad example.
December 6th. I'm just passing it by. I'm just like, I kind of know where you're going with this. But December 6th, the team jerseys and team merchandise is actually going to be open up. So there's going to be a shop December 6th. That's when everything is going on sale. So I'm kind of looking forward to that as well, because at that point I'll have to decide what my favorite logo is.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to wait.
You repping Pat?
It could be the Spitfires. I don't know. I don't know, bro.
I really hope the Excelsior team has a pair of what do they call those pants? Zumi or Zumba. That starts with a Z.
Zubas, yeah.
Zubas. Because their logo, it would be perfect for a pair of Zubas.
Yeah. It would be.
I do want to touch on the fundamental change to esports though, real quick.
Oh yeah.
I went to BlizzCon with you guys, which was awesome, and then coming back to the office, right, away from the world of our family and the extended community to a world of strangers, where the term esports doesn't really mean anything, and they don't get it, and that sounds like a joke.
Right.
This is a huge moment in changing that over. The people who are involved in creating the Overwatch League, these are millionaire, billionaire guys.
Yep.
They threw a ton of cash at this. This is not as much of an experiment as it looks like. These guys are not going to let it fail, my friend.
Right.
You don't put millions into something just to see if it works out. This is a big deal, and there's so many things that are trending in the same direction. The one of the Southern collegiate leagues now has League of Legends as a conference league sport.
Wow.
That their schools, the entire conference will participate in.
Yeah, it's weird,
this is a real deal thing.
Yeah. And
if Call of Duty comes out, if they switch that over to console and include console and all this, then it's going to be nuts.
Yeah. It's absolutely crazy. And I've been talking to non-gamer people that I know about this, and they are, when they hear about it, they actually kind of sit up a little bit and they go, "Whoa, it's very interesting, even to non-gamers." So
yeah. You should have seen me showing the video from the Overwatch World Cup winning moments on my phone.
Oh man,
to the head of HR at work.
Oh.
She's like, "Really? It's a thing where people like show up and watch and then like a stadium?" And I don't believe you. And I showed it to her and she's like, "Wow."
She's like, "Wow, these fans are rabid."
Yeah.
I mean, they are super enthusiastic folks, and seeing that at BlizzCon is just amazing.
Awesome.
So, all right, we do need to get out of here though. So I'm going to play this music. And you guys tell me what's coming up on your different shows. Let's start with Gizmo. Lords of the Storm.
Yeah.
What do you got coming up? I mean, your roster apocalypse.
Yes, roster apocalypse. We're going to be talking about the dumpster fire internet mess that is the support stuff. I'm assuming.
Right.
Sergeant Hammer stuff.
Yeah.
But we got a lot to talk about. That'll be.
You got a lot of content.
Yes.
It's pretty good.
Never short of content in Heroes. Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Central Time. Twitch.tv/Lords of the Storm. It's on Twitter as well. Myself at Gizmozord on all those things. And I want to give a quick shout out to my co-host TBK Zord, who just became one of the writers for Heroes Hearth.
Oh, that's right.
Which is like the Facebook type thing for Heroes of the Storm community.
Awesome.
And so that's really cool for him.
Congratulations. So. And also I don't know if I congratulated Ryan on air for being a daddy. So.
Or Multi? Well, Ryan's a daddy. But Multi, yes, is also the new daddy.
Yeah. So that's awesome. It's awesome stuff. Lots of great stuff happened with the guys on the show over there. Thorn, what's going on with your show?
Well,
and stuff?
Over in the LB land, we've got the podcast, the Lagging Balls podcast. You can find all this at laggingballs.com.
Yep.
We've also got the LB stream, which is Friday nights at, right now it's at 11 p.m. Eastern. We're playing with times. We'll see how that goes.
Yep.
Last week we covered Rule 34. I'll stop right there.
Right.
And I also was messing with my own personal stream this past week and setting a lot of things up like the Nightbot and Streamlabs and all that good stuff. So
awesome.
Really excited about that. Did some gaming streaming, which I haven't really done much of. And then I also did a stream where I ate a bunch of weird stuff.
Yeah.
So that's a thing. At least it happened once.
What was the weirdest thing that you ate?
I don't know if it'll happen again. I think it's probably the voodoo chips.
All right. What did it taste like? Never mind. I don't want to know. All right.
Tastes like decaying bodies and stuff.
And you can find me on Twitter at Pat Crane with a K. That's it. All right, I'm out. playing this song now. And if you guys want to join in on the conversation, please do. You can email us, converttoraid@gmail.com. You can call and leave comments and questions on our raid line, 612-787-RAID. That's 612-787-7243. You can join the Bazooba Goblin Nation by heading over to converttoraid.com. That's where basically everything is. So just go over to converttoraid.com right now, because we got the audio, we got the video, we got the guild stuff, we got all that stuff over there. So, and we are working on it. We are working on our website to improve it even more than we did before. Stuff needs to get fixed. That's what it is. All right. We are also on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and around the internet, so please find us there. Convert to Raid is produced and distributed by Signals Media. Make sure to check out all of our friends on the Signals Media All-Star Network at signalsmedia.com. That's going to be it for the show. Thorn, thank you. Gizmo, thank you. Twitch, all the folks in Twitch chat, thank you guys. And thank you, no matter where you're listening to us, at home, in the car, wherever. We really do appreciate it, and we will see you next time. For all the guys on Convert to Raid, bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba.